I see you up there.
Is that you, Karliah?
Good morning.
Have you gotten some new clothing, or am I just not seeing things proper in this light?
No, it's new clothing.
Wow, look at you.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to take dye very well. I tried to change it to browns, but it's not dyeing very well.
Let me have a look here. Oh, I see what you mean. It does still have a tinge of red. Was that meant to be brown?
Yes, I don't know what the Maruvians do to their armor, but apparently it's undyeable.
Oh. Oh, is that what this is? Maruvian.
Apart from the boots and the hands, they've dyed very well.
Yes, I can see that. Oh, despite the dye issues, this is very nice. How does it feel?
Light. And cool.
Can you jump around in it real easily?
I can.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
Definitely like this armor, and it fits neatly under my other armor as well, so that's handy.
It is. So do you feel a little bit less constricted when you climb?
Well, I wasn't really feeling constricted when I was climbing, but they were telling me that this is harder to get through than the armor that I was wearing, so...
Interesting.
Even though more of my skin is on show, apparently it stops damage, so...
I quite like the style.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like it. More for practical reasons, but hey, we can look good at the same time, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Put on a show. Speaking of putting on a show, I put on a show for myself this morning right here in your backyard. Did you happen to say that the little horned one had tested out your wall in the back and was unable to jump over it?
Yes, he fell straight onto the spikes.
So it was able to jump over it this morning.
Okay, right, well, we need to spike it up some more then. But thank you for testing it.
You're absolutely welcome. I just thought, why not? Let's try this. Featherfall is my friend, and it so is.
Where did you jump from?
I jumped from the very top. There was enough of a running or a flat area so that it gave me a little bit of a running, boost.
Okay, so I need to stop people climbing on the rock then.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Okay, more spikes, guys, please. We'll get that sorted.
So what do you have plans for today there, Karliah? What have you been up to?
I don't have any particular plans. The guys have started to build the wall at the back there, so I was gathering resources this morning, but if you had something in mind, I can take a break.
Well, I was just curious. Apparently there is, well, you know where I live, obviously. Below it are ruins that I have never ventured inside. I've heard many screams and no one returned from it that I've seen anyhow. I think we've spoken on it before briefly.
I think we have.
Would you want to venture on over and see what's in there? Because I have heard that well, obviously there must be something because people do venture in there they feel that it's worth they're worth their lives.
I have heard rumors that there are treasures and recipes for armors inside.
So that's what everyone's after.
Sure, we can head on over and see what's inside.
Sounds wonderful. I need to take my mind off of things today. I was just over at the market, buying a gravestone for Walter, contemplating Neffy's disappearance, and yeah, it would just be nice to take my mind off of it for a bit.
Absolutely, whatever you need to do. Now, this will give you a giggle and might take your mind off it a little bit. I went to see Dory yesterday, because I haven't seen him since the battle with Farkas. And I wanted to make sure he was okay, because obviously he'd had the news of Zedica as well. He was fine, he was in good spirits, he was happy enough, he was just obviously processing. And we were playing around with bows and things, you know, practice for the next battle. And I may have accidentally, or not accidentally, or whatever happened, I may have knocked him out.
No.
I feel so bad.
Wait, let me get this straight. You went over there to make sure he was okay, and then you knocked his ass out?
Well, it sounds bad when you put it like that. He followed me back over here. We're having a nice long chat about things, and he followed me back over here because we wanted to test if he was poisoned, it would interrupt, because he's immune to poison, but to see whether it would interrupt his healing abilities. Right? So he wanted me to poison him so we could test his healing abilities. So we put a PvP flag down, and I shot him with a poison arrow and I knocked him out. He did ask me to.
Oh, so he was asking for it then.
Well, I mean, isn't he always? But that's beside the point. He specifically asked me to shoot him with a poison arrow. Anyway, he got up and laughed afterwards, so I think everything's okay.
So, and what was it you were testing here?
So, he's immune to poison as Farkas is immune to poison. But I was wondering if the poison effects, although it didn't damage them, would interrupt any healing abilities that they had to stop them healing properly. Because if that's so, we can keep Farkas poisoned to stop him being able to heal and take him down quicker.
Gotcha.
But that's a negative. It doesn't work. He can still heal.
Okay. Well, glad that was clarified.
I mean, he got up and laughed, so, you know, I think everything's okay. He wasn't mad or anything. He was like, well, I asked for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, he said do it, so.
Well, I'm still breathing, so, you know, he can't be pissed off.
No, not at all. He seems like the scientific type. And this seems like a for science sort of situation.
We just needed to test what the range on this healing ability that Farkas has got is. It seems poison isn't going to do anything, so we can save all our poison arrows. There's no point carrying them. We can carry something else.
Yes, that's very good to know.
But yeah, he just kind of collapsed to the floor, and I was like in a panic for a minute until he got up and chuckled, so.
Oh, to have been a fly on the wall during that.
I mean, thinking of it now, I was devastated at the time, but thinking on it now, it's actually quite amusing, so.
It gave me quite the laugh this morning. Better than caffeine for a wake me up.
Well, you know, that's good, because caffeine seems to be running low everywhere at the minute. These guys at the bottom aren't dropping as much of it as they used to. I'm gonna have to start drying my own berries.
Oh my goodness. I wonder what's going on with that.
I don't know, but I can dry the berries, it's okay. Did you want to take anybody with you while we go in? Because I could take a couple of the dragons.
Yeah, I was considering bringing Peeta with me as well. I'll just have to stop off at the house, but you know, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right next to it. It's no problem. Let me grab these guys up then. Do you need anything? Are you okay for arrows and things?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
You don't need any healing after jumping off that cliff, no?
No, I don't. Thank you.
I'm just gonna grab some food.
I've become quite immune to long jumps and falls these days.
How is the Sorry, T, go ahead.
What?
I said, how is the alchemist working out with you? Is he happy?
He is. He's working out wonderfully, and we're keeping him very busy. However, he's unsure, as am I, on how to make corrupted bone meal, and that's throwing us both for a loop at the moment.
Okay, so the alchemist can make corrupted bones, and then you grind them down to make the bone meal.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just gonna grab some food for the dragons, all right?
Absolutely. Will you be on horseback?
No, I was just gonna jump in the map room and head over to yours.
Oh, perfect. All right.
I'm leaving the purple one here. He's got all the heads on him for re-leveling. Oh, I didn't tell you. I ascended.
You what? You did you?
I did.
Congratulations. How was it?
Nerve-wracking because you literally lose all your skills and have to gain them again.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You retain the knowledge of all the magics and you can still use the magics, but you lose all your abilities, your vitality, all your stamina, everything's gone.
Oh my goodness. That must have felt like such a drain.
It certainly was, from running around carrying 10,000 arrows to walking at a snail's pace because you've got like 40 or 50 on you. But luckily I have the dragons with me, so it was okay, yeah.
So, what's it like living another lifetime? I don't even know how to phrase it.
See, everyone's saying it's another lifetime, but I mean, we're not really old enough to die and have another lifetime. So for me, I'm looking at it as the gods granting you abilities for being dedicated. That's the way I view it, rather than an extra lifetime. But you do basically start again from the beginning, so I can see where that analogy came from. You do feel stronger than, like, when I first arrived in these lands, I had very little skills and everything else because of the time I'd spent in jail, and I felt stronger than I did then. So it's not horrendous, but it's a bit head-wrecking, to be honest. It's confusing because you want to run into these battles and fight, but you haven't got the abilities to do it anymore.
Oh, so it's a little bit topsy-turvy for a while then, huh?
It is, but it's not too difficult to get your levels back, especially if you've been saving the heads and the tails of the animals that you've been fighting. The bounty board will be your best friend.
Perfect. I don't know, I just find it, even though it's something that I'm working towards, it's a little, nerve-wracking, thinking about, you know, losing all of my current abilities, and essentially, I mean, it feels like you're gaining another life, you know? I don't know.
It's strange, but you are stronger at the end of it than you were. So even if you get to the end of, if you want to turn them lives, even if you get back to the end of your life, you're stronger then than you were at the end of the previous one. So it's worth it.
Oh.
Like, if people hit me now, they get set on fire, so...
Do they now? Well, that's interesting.
I did have a little...
That ability sounds rather familiar.
I believe Farkas and Dory both have it.
Yeah, yep. I think I've come into personal contact with it from both of them.
Yeah, I think some of the damage reflected off Dory yesterday and back onto me, so...
Ooh.
Only a little bit of it, though. We're okay. I didn't collapse on the floor like he did. It's all good. He literally crumpled. It was like he folded in half. And just slid to the floor in almost slow motion. It was most upsetting, but also exhilarating at the same time. Like, did I actually do that?
Exactly. This is why I keep laughing. You've done something I've tried so hard to do for so long.
Well, there's one big difference. He was standing still, waiting to be shot, so... Still, it was done. And, I'm living it vicariously through you. But it also means something else. If I can one-shot Dory with a bow, okay, it was 2 arrows from the bow, because it was the double-take bow. But if I can knock him out in one shot, then there is hope for us taking down Farkas yet. There is. There is, absolutely. And that's the way I have to look at it. Okay, I might have given Dory a concussion, but now we know that Farkas is not invulnerable. Absolutely. We'll use this. Right, let's head on over to yours. Otherwise, I'll chit-chat your ear off all day. I haven't seen you for a few days, so it feels like we've got loads to catch up on. We do. Absolutely, we do. Trying to get this one to follow being difficult. Oh, dear. Where's that? Oh, hello. Is that one yours? Oh, yes. It's totally yours, isn't it? Yeah. That's why he's not following. They all look the same. Hang on, I can fix that. No, don't worry about it. I just gotta find mine. Where the hell did I leave him? I found Peter. Good. He was at mine for a few days, so I knew you'd been around when he disappeared, because Dory was a bit worried he hadn't seen you for a few days. Hello there, Harold. Wait, did you just say Dory was worried? Yeah, he asked me if I'd seen you. Well, that's interesting. And I said I hadn't seen you, and he said, that's concerning. But I said there'd been signs that you'd been around, just that I hadn't actually seen you in person. I've been contemplating and preparing and trying to figure out how to deal with this Farkas situation that we spoke of last we met. And how to play it out. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I had a few ideas on that myself, but we'll discuss those after we've taken down this place, when we've got more privacy. Absolutely, no, I was just letting you know this is where I've been and what I've been doing. Well, like I said, there were signs you were around, so I wasn't overly worried, but it's unusual not to see you for a few days, so I think that's why Dory was concerned. He said there was a note that you wanted to speak to him, but he hadn't been able to find you. Yeah, I figured he'll show up at some point, sooner or later. We'll run into each other. Or he'll lurk in the shadows and watch for a bit, as he usually does. Does he now? Oh yeah, he usually watches from the shadows. He followed your progress quite nicely while you were Natalie. Excuse me? There was a reason we didn't scream the place down looking for you. Dory knew exactly where you were. That little... Okay, you ready to go? Now don't be upset with him. He was just making sure you were safe. And yes, I'm ready to go. No, not upset. Just ready to go. Let's go then. Should we go? You want to... Okay.
Can you open the door?
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Thanks for unlocking that, kid. The hell was that? Did you hear something? Was that you?
No, that wasn't me, and I did hear something.
Okay.
Make sure your door's closed.
It is.
I'm not seeing anything, T.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either. Well, whatever it was, it's either hiding or out of the area.
And just keep an eye over our shoulders and make sure we're not followed.
Always.
I had a very interesting visit from Crixus yesterday. I'll tell you as we travel over. Yes.
Okay.
He shape-shifted into a dragon. He was hiding on top of one of my towers and he thought I hadn't seen him. But I just kind of left him to it because, you know, sometimes if people don't think that you see them, you get a gauge of their true intention rather than what they want you to see, you know?
Yes.
And he was asking about the battle with Farkas. He seems very, very eager to get it started. Then I told him that we're still weighing our options and that we'll be in touch with him as and when.
You remember what I told you about him, right?
Oh, I remember. He also said he had a very interesting meeting with you and that you have, that you're very, very brave. Because you threatened him. And I'm thinking, well, right now it's not bravery to threaten you.
Oh, goodness gracious, that makes me
Here,
laugh.
we're being followed. They know exactly where we are.
Oh, shit. You're right. My bad.
It's okay. That was pretty much my reaction, but I did it internally rather than externally. But he was like, she's very brave. And I said, yeah, she's got balls. And he said something about you sneaking or your abilities, and I said, I'm not even worried about your abilities because, you know, some of them were learned from me, so I know you're more than capable of taking care of yourself. Especially with Dory's help as well. Of course, I didn't mention that bit.
Oh, yes. No, I mentioned as little as possible to that person.
But yes, I do remember. I do remember what you told me. Have to be very cautious, but yes, he's ready to lay down his life to protect me, apparently.
Crixus. He still is he?
Well, we know what he really wants. He's making it seem as if he's doing it for me, but that's not what he wants. He seems convinced... Oh, because my babies took down a couple of skeletons as we came through the portal.
Oh, okay.
We know that what he's interested in is he's convinced that he can consume power by eating Farkas. So.
Yes. Yeah, he, my goodness, that is a funny statement he's made. Oh, before we go in, hey, there is a mallet in here.
Nice.
Oh, you can't get in, can you?
It's alright, I'll wait behind the baby.
Yeah, get your ass in here. My goodness.
Oh yeah, I see it. I'm not sure I'd have the strength to swing one of those. I prefer my daggers, but... Oh, bedrolls.
It's been used. It's a little worn.
Let me make a bedroll just in case.
Oh, here, I'll give you one.
Oh, thank you. I left mine at home.
There you go.
I was carrying it with me all day yesterday and left it behind. There you go, there's your spare one back, in case it's needed. Okay, shall we do this?